All right, you guys, so today we are going to get a special look at the Luke Skywalker Death Star Escape Black Series 6-inch figure, guys. Picked this guy up today. I was actually lucky enough to have one of the clerks override the street date for this particular figure. The street date is actually for tomorrow, which is May 12th, but I was very fortunate to have a clerk who was able to override that and allow me to purchase the figure a day early, guys. So really cool stuff. We're gonna get a look at the figure, guys, starting with the box. So let's go ahead and get started with the box. So getting you guys a look at the box, as we always do, we have our Star Wars logo. We have our figure in the window with the helmet, also included with the weapon. We also have the little communicator that is included with the original version of this figure. Now, there are two different versions of this figure, as many of you collectors know. There is the black box version, which I will show in this particular video a little bit later on, we have that figure, and then of course we have now this particular figure in the 6-inch line, guys. The difference between the two would be the wet version of Luke Skywalker. This is him in the trash compactor, just as he gets pulled under the water by the trash compactor monster. And then of course, when he comes up, his hair is slicked back in the wet looking position. So that is the main feature of this particular figure, and we will get a look at that a little bit later on once we pull the figure out of the box, guys. So continuing on with the box, guys, we have Luke Skywalker Death Star Escape there just underneath the name. We also have a good look at the figure with the swept back hair right there. Really cool stuff there, guys. And then on the side of the box, this is a Target exclusive here in the United States, guys. So there is no numbering for this particular figure here, guys. So really cool stuff there. And then on the back of the box, guys, we have Luke Skywalker Death Star Escape Star Wars logo. Again, no numbering, illustration of the figure, more readables underneath. And then for our description of the figure, we have: in a brave attempt to rescue Princess Leia Organa, Luke Skywalker disguises himself as an Imperial stormtrooper and infiltrates the detention center of the Death Star. So really cool little information there on this particular version of the figure. I also noticed that there is a number or some kind of coding here on the box. I haven't actually seen that, or maybe never even paid attention to that on the boxes, which I would highly doubt ever missed that on the box before, because we always take a look at the box. So that's something new, I believe, but I could be wrong. So really interesting what that number means, I wonder, right there, guys. And then on the other side of the box, we have Luke Sky. Obviously, Walker finishes it off there. Luke Skywalker Death Star Escape. Really cool stuff there, guys. And then back around to the front of the box, guys. So we are going to pull this guy out of the box. We're going to get a look at this particular figure, go over all of the articulation as we always do. Then we're also going to compare it to its counterpart, the black box version of this particular figure, with the dry version of the hair, so you guys can see the differences between these two. All right, you guys, so we have him out of the box and he is looking absolutely awesome. Now, I have heard some comments from some of the people who initially saw this figure, some of the collectors who initially saw this figure. They have called this figure the Sharon Stone Luke Skywalker figure because of the swept back wet hair look of the figure. I've also heard some people say that they really do not care for the sculpt on this particular figure, but I actually do like the sculpt on this figure. I think it's really cool, and I do like the additional touch of the swept back wet hair look for Luke Skywalker. So really cool stuff, guys. So we're going to get a good look at this figure, so let's get him a little bit closer to the camera. All right, you guys. So getting you guys a closer look at the figure. As I mentioned, I actually do like the head sculpt. And then, of course, you do get the wet hair swept back look there, guys. So really, really cool. Very awesome. And then you also get a lot of weathering on the armor as well, on the chest plate, shoulders there, on the arms, the legs, knees as well. Really cool stuff. Because remember, he was drugged underneath the water in the trash compactor, so obviously it would make sense that he would have gotten his suit dirty. And as you will find when we get a look at the black box version of this same figure, you will see that his armor is nice and clean prior to being pulled underneath the water in the trash compactor. So really cool stuff there, guys. Awesome looking figure. So let's get us a look at the articulation for this figure, guys. All right, you guys, so getting you a look at the articulation, and then of course he will go straight out for you like so. He will give you a elbow bend like so. So you're getting a lot of articulation there. As usual with the Stormtrooper, you're usually not too bad in the arm area. Now, unfortunately, getting that side shot look off to the side shot, you don't get too much articulation going off to the side simply because of the shoulder armor right here kind of hampers that articulation going off to the side. So you're a bit limited when you want to swing his arm out to the side there. And then, of course, with the other arm, using the little communicator that is in his hand right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. But with that particular hand, you can pull it up about that far to his face. So you could show him actually talking into the communicator or as if he's talking into the communicator. So really good articulation there. You do get a 360 turn in the arm, so you're good there. You get a twist in the wrists right there, guys. There's also a twist at in the bicep right there. So you have a twist at the bicep, not a lot, but you can still twist it a bit there. So there's your articulation there in the arm area. And then in the leg area, the figure is going to kick out about that far for you. Again, with the belt and all of the other material, it hampers the it limits the articulation going straight out. And then with your knee high, you're going to get a knee high about that high there, guys. And then going back, it's going to go back for you really, really well. Double jointed knee there, so you're really, really good there, guys. And then the kick off to the side again, hampered a little bit by some of the material on the belt, so he's not going to get a full degree all the way out, kicking out, but still not bad there at all. And then in the ankle area, you're going to get a downward motion like so, upward motion like so. So pretty good. Your twist is at the thigh right there, so you're good to go there. You also have a rocker as well in the ankle to adjust the ankle as needed. So really, really cool stuff there, guys. And then with your ab crunch, he's going to go down for you about that far, back for you about that far. You have a really good range of motion all the way around, but you are limited going downward. Pretty good going back though. So really good articulation there. In the head area, you are going to get a nice range going left to right. Really good. You get a downward motion in the head area, so that's really, really good. Looking up does really, really well. Very, very good. Then you get a little bit of the twist and nod in the head area to adjust as needed, guys. So really, really cool and great articulation with your Luke Skywalker escape from the Death Star figure. So going over some of the accessories, guys, one of the issues I have is with the weapon in particular there. With the weapon, the finger doesn't quite get to the trigger. No matter how much I try to get the gun firmly into his hand, and it's also a little loose, a little bit in there. Before it was kind of moving around there, but really disheartening that the finger doesn't reach all the way to the trigger there. So that's a little disappointing. But getting you guys a look at the weapon, really nice weapon, nice detail. You have a little bit of the silver there, but really cool weapon there. See, yeah, as you can see, it's a little loose in his hand, so it kind of drops every once in a while. So it's really not a good job with the weapon there. A little disappointed with that right there, guys. But getting you a look at the other side of the weapon, again, you have a little bit of silver right there. Not a lot of weathering. Be nice to have some scuff and scratches on the weapon just to show that it's been in some type of use. But nonetheless, very cool. Your standard weapon for your stormtrooper. But really cool stuff there. And then, of course, you also have the communicator that is in his hand right here, guys. And getting you guys a look at the communicator in his hand. Really cool stuff. He holds it really well. Again, you can bring it up close enough to his mouth where it looks like he's communicating on it. So that is really cool stuff. Getting you a look at the communicator outside of his hand. Really cool. Very nice little detail there for your figure. Now, you also get a very cool helmet with the figure. Now, obviously, he doesn't actually get to keep his helmet after they leave the trash compactor. I believe they leave the helmets in there. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I do believe, if recollection serves me well, I believe that he does leave the helmet. Both him and Han leave their helmets in the trash compactor itself. But here is a look at the helmet that they give you with the figure. So again, you get some scuffs. It's a little bit of dirt there on the helmet. Even though the helmet never goes underneath the water, I don't believe it does in the actual film. But still in all, still good to get a little bit of weathering on it, because if you're going to use this as a army build and collect a few of these guys just to add to your stormtrooper collection, especially with the weathering on it, it's very nice to actually have the helmet with the weathering that goes along with the weathering that is on the armor itself for this particular figure. So very cool and nice addition to the accessories here. I probably will not put the helmet on this particular figure, because the whole point of this particular figure is to have that wet hair look with the helmet off. But still in all, it is nice to have the helmet as a additional accessory, guys. Again, if you're going to use it for army building purposes. Now, you also get the very cool clear stand, Black Series stand. It's very nice that Hasbro is providing us with these foot stands. I believe the way it's supposed to work is that you would slide the figure's foot in here, and it's supposed to allow the figure to stand while you have a clear base. I'm assuming it's supposed to be better than the pegs. However, I prefer the pegs a little bit better, simply because I don't like it just doesn't stand well. The figure doesn't stand well in these foot stands right here, in my opinion. So I really prefer something with the peg that fits in the holes. I use the Disney Elite figure stands for the 6-inch line. The Elite Disney figures for Star Wars come with the black base, as you can see there. And some of them fit the Black Series figures pretty good, some not so good, but they do work well enough for the figure to stand on for the most part, guys. So, and again, a very cool, nice additional accessory with the clear stand, even though I'm not too fond of it myself. All right, you guys, and getting you a look at the two different head scopes. Obviously, the black box version is going to be the one that is all nice and clean here, with the kind of basic head sculpt. And then, of course, we have our newest version of this particular figure, just recently released off to the left-hand side there, guys. Getting you a look at both of these figures. Really not too many differences other than the head sculpt and the wet, swept hair back look for our newest version of this figure, guys. I wanted to get you guys a closer look at both of these figures together, standing side by side. And then also, guys, tomorrow we will be unboxing this bad boy, the Escape from Death Star game, that comes with the exclusive Grand Moff Tarkin figure, retro figure, guys. The last figure to complete my retro set. So I'm very excited. We will be unboxing this tomorrow for Mother's Day. So we're going to do a special unboxing for Mother's Day here tomorrow, guys. So you want to make sure that you hit that little bell there on the page. Make sure you get all of my notifications when I upload my new videos. So guys, let me know what your thoughts are on the Luke Skywalker Escape from the Death Star figure, guys. Really cool figure. I actually like it a lot. I know some people are not too fond of the head sculpt on the figure, but I think it's not too bad. Not a bad version of the figure, guys. But let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Put those comments down below. Please like and subscribe. And of course, guys, from the Father to the Son to the Obi-Wan Force Ghost, may the Force be with you always.